What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here, Absolute Basketball. Super excited for this new series that I'm bringing you here. How to get recruited during a pandemic. What we're doing here is we're going to talk to college coaches as to have them talk to you about how to get recruited. It's a big thing going on right now. Coaches are not able to get out onto into and see live and in person and all that. So we want to help you out as much as we can. We want to bring you as much knowledge, as much information as possible, so to put you into the position to best succeed. So here we go. We start with the D2 edition. We're talking with Daniel Waln of Catawba College to here today to tell you, to talk with you about how to get recruited during a pandemic. We hope you enjoy it. Make sure that before we get into it that you please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the information. There's going to be lots of mixes coming along with player evaluations and tutorial type stuff, educational type stuff like this within the recruiting process. So subscribe if you enjoy all that. And please, if you enjoy it, hit the like button as well. And leave in the comments section below what you thought of it, what you thought of what Daniel said, how you're going about getting recruited, and all that type of stuff too. Please leave in the comment section below. Actually, if you're a prospect listening to this, why don't you leave in the comment section below your name, your GPA, your email address, and a highlight tape. Let us know here in the comment section below. College coaches will be looking at it and all that stuff as well. Let us know. We want to do as much as we can to help. But without further ado, here is Daniel Waln on the Absolute Basketball Experience with Jamie Shaw. Thank you guys very much. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw, Absolute Basketball Experience. Very excited today to get to talk to Daniel Waln today of Catawba College. We get to talk to him about recruiting during the quarantine. It's going to be very exciting to get to see it from the D2 perspective, from the assistant coach's perspective. Everybody's doing what they're doing out on the court, and we want to see what the college coaches are paying attention to. We want to see what the college coaches are doing and how they're looking to fill out their classes as well. But before we jump into it, Daniel, let's start with you. How are you doing today?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Thanks for having me.
That's good. That's good. If you would, just brush a little bit up the people. Obviously, if you're a basketball player in North Carolina or the area, you know who you are. Your face is everywhere on the recruiting scene. But just give them a touch-up of your background and where you come from and all that.
Yeah. So, I played for a legendary high school coach, Mark Payne at Ashe County High School. Went to Lees McRae College, worked under Steve Harden, Coastal Carolina, worked under, Benny Moss and Cliff Ellis, and, worked with Pat Blake and Matt Hurd, and, probably one of the best recruiters I've ever been around, Patrice Days. So that was, one of the most eye-opening experiences. And then here at Catawba, definitely blessed, to work with good people and the elite head coach and Rob Perrin.
Yeah, absolutely. And something unique kind of about Catawba is that y'all, y'all win a ton of games. I mean, I don't know if it's unique. You put in the work and you do all that type of stuff, but y'all win a ton of games. Y'all put players in the position to, play, elongate their careers after Catawba and all that type of stuff. How'd y'all do last season? How y'all doing on the roster? What y'all doing moving kids forward and all that stuff?
Yeah. So, we made the NCAA tournament for the second straight year, finished third in the league. Our league's really good. You have Queens, you got Lincoln Memorial. But, we won 20 games, got beat in the semis of our conference tournament, got blessed to get the 6th seed in the NCAA Southeast region. So we were actually on our way to Lincoln Memorial for the Southeast Regional Tournament whenever, the COVID pandemic hit and they canceled everything. We were actually in Asheville, about to head over the mountain. So, on our way there. So that was, not very pleasant and stuff, but all was going well. We had seven guys that graduated, Devin Cooper, a Charlotte kid, Zaquan Matthews, a Charlotte kid, Marcel Haskett from Richmond, Ben Zamanek from Raleigh. So, a lot of local kids and stuff like that. But, they were fun kids to coach. They were extremely competitive, but we've been blessed to coach really good kids, and, Coach Perrin takes an emphasis, with development. So, that's one thing. I guess one sell for us is there's always a coach, working guys out and stuff like that. So it's really, really unique. But, it's going well.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all got that thing rocking, man, and it's always on an uphill climb. So you mentioned the pandemic and everything, and we've kind of jumped into something that's uncharted territories.
Yeah.
So not only on the coaching side of things, but also on the prospect and player side of things, it's uncharted. There's not a real roadmap as to what's going on or how to navigate. But there's a very real thing out there that there's a list of high school seniors or rising seniors, and then JUCO rising sophomores and stuff.
Yeah.
All these people who are possibly not getting seen because coaches can't be out on the road for the foreseeable future. What are some things that you're doing as a staff, or some trade secrets, if you want to divulge, that you guys are doing in order to stay on top of these recruits and make sure that these guys are that you're doing your due diligence?
Yeah. One thing, first and foremost, it's terrible. I feel awful that this is going on and affecting people, because it puts kids in awkward situations, obviously. But I think one thing that, our head coaches, just stressed upon us is always staying ahead. So, we have a good list of class of 21s and 22s that, we have been, heavily interested, and whatnot. But, we've been tuning into some of these events, and whether it be the JUCO All-American, showcase in Atlanta, or, the events in Rock Hill. But, we've been trying to stay in tuned. And I think the biggest thing is we've been getting a lot of emails from kids. But I think with any recruiting that, you know, for example, like one of my really best friends, Tim Kane from Murray State, like he's got so many guys around that he trusts and respects, that if someone, sends him a kid and the kid's D2, then Tim Kane's going to, shoot me an email, shoot me a text of the kids. So, everyone's helping each other out, I think, first and foremost. But, it is uncharted territory for a lot of these kids and, a lot of staffs. I think to myself, we're fortunate at Catawba. We have a great administration that allows us to, put in the work financially, to watch games or do stuff like that. But like, even whenever I was at Lee's McRae, we weren't, big time budget or anything like that. So it was hard to, you got to think those small schools, like budget wise, like there's not a lot of people, going to be able to put in and watch, for these games, that, the financial aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it just goes back to trust, and, you trust certain people, you trust people, around the state or around the Southeast or wherever. But everyone's, I think it's all about helping one another for sure.
I got you. And then you say, the hot button topic, I guess, has been all the virtual stuff. Now you have virtual recruiting,
Yeah.
being able to watch, live streams and all that type of stuff at these events. You have, whether it be Hoop Scene or Phenom Hoops or Big Shots or On the Radar or Hoop Group or whomever it is that's running the event. A
Yeah.
lot of them being live stream and stuff. How in tune are college coaches, or how in tune are you and your peers even with that type of stuff?
Yeah. I think very in tuned. Very in tuned. I think first and foremost, it's, the biggest piece of advice I ever got was your eyes never lie.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime that you can lay your eyes on a kid, that's crucial, whether it be video or whether it be, watching a full game. So that's huge. But I think it's very, very critical, because I think guys are watching. I think coaches are in tune consistently. I think they're a lot like us. We have our board. We have these guys that we're gonna sit there and watch. This is what time they play. Coach Perrin, shoot Coach Perrin a text, hey, be sure and, watch this game at 4:30 on court B or court 2, whatever. So yeah, I think they're very in tune to that for sure. And at the end of the day, I mean, you've seen enough players, that like it's hard to get noticed, first and foremost, hard to get noticed. But, the biggest thing that I always tell people is, if you win, it makes it a lot easier to, to be noticed.
No question. And so, if this was a normal time, you'd be burning up the miles on your car, going all over the place and getting seen and stuff. But now you're not kind of able to do that. What's
Yeah.
some advice, or what's some stuff that you've seen some kids or prospects do during this time that have caught your eye, that have gotten you on a kid that maybe would be good advice for kids trying to get seen that are listening?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, man, is there's so many schools in the state of North Carolina, for example. Um, you can get in a weekend, you can visit so many different campuses and just get on campus. Like, and I know, like, NCAA rules and stuff like that, but I would shoot emails to coaches. I would get your head coach or your AAU coach or whoever to reach out to us, because at the end of the day, a lot of our emails we don't read because obviously we get tons and tons. Um, so I would say just get on campus. Go visit as many campuses as you can. First off, get a feel for it, because at the end of the day, you're a student athlete, and the campus aspect of it is probably more so than basketball. Especially at the Division II level. So I would say just go on campus and reach out via emails, via calling the offices, everything like that, leaving voicemails. Hey, this is Daniel Waln. I'm going to be, taking a campus tour Friday at 3:00. Would love to be able to stop by and see you guys, something like that. At the end of the day, it's tough to get noticed, but you got to be the aggressor. You have to, take ownership and, throw your name out there, throw yourself out there. I would say those two things for sure. For sure.
And then if somebody's just cold calling and say, hey, coach, I don't have, I want to get recruited. The coach doesn't have the contacts or whatever. And they look to go get an email address. Who would be the person to email? I mean, obviously the head coach isn't going to respond to emails.
Yeah, no. I would say, it's simple. Go on, every college has, of course, a website, in the staff directory, and just send it to all the assistants, director of basketball, whoever, because the odds of at least somebody opening it and looking at it is very high. But I would say that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just send them that. We get mail all the time from prospects, and whether it be with a DVD or something like that. And I would love to say like I open every one of them, but so I think that was one crucial aspect that I wasn't prepared for, is how many mail outs we would get and DVDs we would get, and then also social media. A lot of these coaches, their direct messages are open, on Twitter. Twitter is college basketball coaches, world. So I would say shoot them direct messages, show them, what you are, with highlights and everything like that. The worst thing I would say is, when you get the direct messages, hey coach, this is so-and-so, I averaged 21 points a game last year, would love to hit or talk with you with no film, so include film on those plays. I think that's the biggest thing. And I would provide like a highlight tape, and I would provide full game tape.
So you're saying, so it's like everybody sits there and tries to say, hey, if you're good, they'll find you and all that type of stuff. That's not necessarily the case. Is you have to either find an advocator or have somebody advocate for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get out there.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk as a staff about how many, I guess, misevaluations you'll see, just because of, not being able to see guys live, not, doing that stuff. So it will be interesting. You'll see kids fall through the cracks that shouldn't fall through the cracks, which we'll be hoping for in all open arms.
Come
for.
on.
Come on. You can come to Salisbury, baby. That's one thing that, we're hoping happens. So it'll be interesting. And it just goes back to relationships, those guys that hopefully that, they always say shoot for the moon, hopefully you'll grab a star at, some point in time. Yeah. So that's what we're hoping for.
Now, when I was, doing some podcasts and stuff last week, I reached out to 20 or 30 coaches and started, talking about this kind of stuff with them. I believe you're one of them as well. But one of the things a lot of coaches said was that with these live streams, they don't necessarily dig in and watch heavily and all that stuff on the live streams. What they do is they kind of get a name or whatever. Okay, I see how he moves and all that stuff. And then what they really do on the back end is dig into the person's like high school film.
Yeah.
And then also dig into like the kid, like the people surrounding the kid, try to find who the who the
decision maker is.
decision maker are surrounding the kid. That the live streams aren't necessarily that big of a tool, just a minute piece almost.
Yeah, I would say that's exactly right. I would say, it's sort of like, anytime you're watching the NFL Combine, pretty much the only thing you want to see them do is the lateral quickness. You want to see them run a 40. Basketball wise, I think it's the same thing. We want to see how a kid moves. If he's heavy footed, how his hands are, how is his instincts. And our head coach, for example, he loves length. He loves athletes. Big guards. That's what he loves. So that's one thing that we know going in what we're looking at and how easy move in and stuff like that. So then we'll go to that next level and start digging in, doing research, grades, his young pace, about the kid, what makes him tick. I think that's one thing that our staff does a really good job is just getting as much detail and being able to present it to our head coach, like, coach, like this is a dude, let's get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously these kids can't help the fact that coaches can't be there and stuff. So what they're given is a live stream to work with. What are some things that they can do on the live stream to kind of make themselves pop? Obviously, when you're in person, being vocal, being on the bench clapping and diving and all that stuff, when you're in person, it really sticks. But like on a live stream, some of that stuff might get lost in translation. So what's some things that they can definitely do to catch an eye?
Well, based off this weekend, I would say transition defense. I would say getting back. No leak outs. I would say that's the biggest thing. But no, I would say, effort plays, just diving on loose on the floor, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, how I am. I keep it real. Like, you got to make shots.
Yeah.
Make shots. Make shots. I think that's the biggest thing that, of course, yeah, we would love to have, a great finisher and stuff like that, like a complete package. But like at the end of the day, like, make shots. That's the easiest way.
No question. Kind of wrapping things down here. Is there anything that you want to leave these people with, leave the recruits with that might be listening, or coaches, as to how they can get their kids in front of you and anything?
Yeah, I would just say, like, social media, blow it up. I think one of the best that does it is Coach Ty Johnson, at Cox Mill. There's always stuff about his players, which is awesome. And I love that. It's all about marketing. Market your kids, market your program. Kids, market yourself. We go through your Twitters. We look at everything. We fine tune everything. Just because at the end of the day, it's, I think what we said, it was like $124,000 investment, a 4-year scholarship to Catawba College. So we're gonna do our due diligence, get all in, see what we got. So I would just say, keep things clean and promote yourself, promote your school, promote your program, and coaches, same thing, promote your guys. So
I agree, man. I love that too. And it's not one of those things. It's not arrogance. It's not anything like that.
Yeah,
Let people know. I mean, because if you're not going to talk about you and what you've done, nobody's going to.
exactly. One thing that I always try to do is anytime I recruit a kid, you sort of figure out how, if they have that moxie, that confidence about them, I always ask them who's the best player in the state of North Carolina, or who's the best player in the state of Florida, just because I want to see what they say. If they say myself, yeah, like I'm gonna amp up the recruiting, because if you believe in yourself, then, I should believe in you.
Yeah. No question, man. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
And now, kind of wrapping things up here, I want to give you a little bit of time here, 30 seconds or so to tell everybody why Catawba is special.
We have really great people, whether it be on staff, whether it be, the professors, everything like that. It's all about the people. It's all about relationships. Your name, not a number. Basketball wise, it's fun. We play, high tempo, score a lot, stuff like that. And we got a great coaching staff for sure. And, you're right outside Charlotte. So you get the best of both worlds. So I would say that for sure.
Good deal. Daniel, I want to appreciate you so much. Thank you very much. This is a weird time. I know you're always accessible and you're always on the road. I talk to you regularly about kids and stuff, and you're one of the up and comers out there, man. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
I appreciate that, man. And you keep doing what you do, man.
I appreciate it.
You make our job easier.
I appreciate that. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. For Daniel Waln, I am Jamie Shaw, and we will see you next time.